420, 420, for 20 long years. I smoked lots of reefer and drank lots of beer. Every day at 420, we're going to settle the score. And for 20 long years, it's been 20 past 4. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thank you, Vince Herman from Leftover Salmon, for my brand new theme song. Welcome to 420 Live. EST. We're coming to you on the East Coast. We have changed our location. I'm Jeff Kravitz. Welcome to 420 Live. If you haven't met me before, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming by. And today we're gonna get high. Let's face it. I started this show at the 420 Live time zone on the West Coast to commiserate with my friends while we were going through this pandemic together. And it's kind of escalated. I've had many crazy guests. Oh, Giovanni from Milan, Italy. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Yes, the t-shirt actually is a very special t-shirt because the Rolling Stones played at the Fonda Theater here in Los Angeles for a crowd of 1,000 people, and they played all of Sticky Fingers. So the show was very special. I was lucky to be inside. I was not with my camera. I was tripping balls, and it was absolutely one of the most intimate, amazing nights of my life, and an incredible Rolling Stone show that they made a DVD out of, and you can see that. I think there's a video also. It was an impeccable evening, and they nailed it. And I miss live music like all of you. And one of the reasons I came to start the show was to hang out with everybody in this 420 time slot. And, I'm a Taurus. A lot of you might, I get caught up in the astrological signs and everything like that. But one of the things about Taurus is we just kind of put our heads down and charge into it and don't really think about the consequences and what you're doing. And, when COVID started, I was kind of sitting home alone, and I was like, this is my opportunity to kind of hang out with my friends. And I started this little webcast, and I just kept on going. The first 7 weeks, we did nonstop. I did 50 shows every single day at 420. And I don't really have a life. I haven't had a life over the past 30 years since my job at Paramount Pictures when I first moved to Los Angeles as a payroll accountant, where I had any real structure, because I'm a photographer. So I shoot events, and they're always random at different times. And I'll go here for a week and somewhere for a night and down the street for 2 hours. So I'm always changing. It's always different. I mean, you have the same things every year, but it's a dynamic job because it's always changing and shifting. And I guess one of the things I wasn't thinking about when I started this was that I now had a daily date to be somewhere every day. And every day I came in at 420, even when I was back on the East Coast, much to my daughter Olivia keeps rubbing me about it, that, I continued to go live at 720, even when I was on the East Coast, and ruining dinner. And, it was an intricate situation. So I decided to change the time, and now I'm coming to you 420 Live. On the East Coast, for all my East Coast friends. It's lighter out here. I don't feel like I'm waiting to the end of the day. And it's really changed my day. I mean, I've been at this now for 8 months, going at the 420 slot. And now all of a sudden I'm going to 120. And I'm like, I'm getting up earlier, I guess, because of the time change and the hour going back. And I'm just hitting my day in a different manner. And coming to you live at this time is just created a different little zone. So I don't want to waste. Hold on. I have questions, comments here. I have to put my readers on because, let's face it. Johnny Ray, Carl Denson, crush a solo on Can't You Hear Me Knocking That Night. And I agree. And one of my favorite songs to hear live. And the Stones don't really play it enough because they let that solo and Carl go out there at the end and just take it for a ride. It was like incredible, absolutely incredible show. The vibe in that room was unbelievable. And my drugs were really good. It's amazing when the drugs and the show are both good. Sometimes I go to shows where my drugs are better than in the show. And then other times I go to shows where the music's better than my drugs and timing's off. But when they all come together, it's amazing. What's your favorite camera set to shoot with? You go to for just about anything. I'm a Nikon guy. But I tell you, I rented the Sony lent me to the equipment to test the AR2, A2R, whatever it is. And it absolutely incredible camera system. If I was to go back to work tomorrow, I would probably take the Sony system over anything out there, even the new Nikons. I just love it's just an amazing system. It's a different camera, thinks for you. And let's face it, my brain's not what it used to be. But I'm not doing photography anymore. And Nikon D5. I don't, my camera, I took it out the other day. Where is it? Yeah, it's around here somewhere. I got my camera around here somewhere. I'm in a different business now. I'm in the business of a cannabis influencer. And one of the people I met in my cannabis influence was my friend Brad Melshenker, 710 Labs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the brand. I know my friend Dennis Mulgrew is all about the homegrown that he grows. But a lot of us don't grow our own. So we go into the shops, and there's a lot of different things to choose from in the shops that are different. Can you see that? Oh my God, look at that nug. Is it focusing? Is it better over here? Better over there. Oh, yeah, there you go. Delicious. And they're pre-rolls. The interesting thing about the pre-rolls, 1 gram with a pasta noodle at the back. I mean, come on. I'm just going to have a hit or two here because if I smoke too much, I'll definitely not know what I want to talk about. Let's see. Clayton, didn't you see the guy with the cranberry juice skating down the street? I mean, come on. My mom would smack me upside the head for drinking out of the bottle first thing, especially nowadays with COVID. Because let's face it, I don't drink a thing of that of cranberry juice in the whole year. So, yes, influencers are in their 20s unless you're old mokey guys like me and the guy skating down the street to Fleetwood Mac. And he just bought a house for himself. What a step up. Just think what I could do. I'm just looking for a free dupe here and there. Jim, amazing evening. Yes. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate you tuning in today. Jim Sutcliffe, yes. Amazing evening at the Fonda Theater. I could probably pull some of that up and play it and just get you're geeking out about gear. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Right now, what I use to capture moments is right here, because it's always in my pocket. It's always with me. The pictures are absolutely amazing. You can make a book with the pictures out of this thing. My camera's sitting at home, and that's with me on the road. I was out last night in Los Angeles. If you live in Los Angeles, you haven't been to the ocean, low tide around 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and it is blowout low. Like there was walking around the jetties and stuff. My dog got yelled at for being on the beach yesterday. Oh, the strain. Yes. Sorry. I'm smoking the bud without even telling you what it is. This is an OG. This is 710 Labs. Unquestionably OG, and it is absolutely tasty. Oh, my God. All right. Well, that's all I have today, folks, because I forgot what I was going to talk about. No, I know what I was going to talk about. I want to talk about my show on Monday at Prince Street Pizza and hanging out in the back with Dom and Frank and eating that delicious pie, the little pepperoni cups in there. I'm not eating meat. I stopped eating meat, but the pepperoni pie came out and I ate it and it was delicious. And, I think that just cutting down for the past month has taken my blood levels and kind of normaled them out. I've lost like 10 pounds, stopped eating meat and, trying to be healthy. But pizza's a thing, and it's a big thing in our house. And we got this new oven called the Unicoda. I don't know if you guys have heard about this thing, but my daughters, Kiki and Olivia, Lulu, as we call her at the house, crushing the homemade dough, the sourdough, and then throwing it in the oven. And in like 90 seconds, you got a pie. And we were making the pies, and now we can be creative and do whatever we want. So we made the regular pies, the pizzas, veggie sausage, regular sausage, nice burrata, mushroom was delicious, mushroom and onion, yummy. But then we did the dessert pizzas. We did a caramel with apples with some brie on top. It's provincial, isn't it? It's delicious. If you guys don't know what this Unicoda is, you need to get yourself an Unicoda. Go look it up. It's all over the internet. Tower Theater. You know, Jim, Tower Theater is one of my first place I worked in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, when I went to college, Temple University. I went to college in Philadelphia. I got a job at Spectacor, which is Jay Snyder's company, doing security at concerts because I wanted to see concerts and not pay. And I think the reason I got the job was so I didn't have to pay $25 for the Bruce Springsteen River Tour. And I ended up going to work that tour and as security. And it was freaking amazing. Bruce back in the 80s was absolutely something to see. So as you notice, I haven't talked about politics or our shitty situation out there because I can't really focus on that stuff. It's not my lane. I've cleared my lane. I think it was important to talk about politics and focus while we were in the election. Now it's just a bunch of noise. So I'm tuning that out. I just can't even listen to it. I know everything in 2 months is going to be different. It's going to be painful. You know, it's like trying to take candy from a baby. Like if you try to take this from me. So favorite Tower show. Ooh, favorite Tower show. Pretenders. I was working the show. It's absolutely incredible. I think I told that story a couple weeks ago on the show. The Police. Went to see the Police, 1981 at the Tower Theater. I was in college, and I just got to college, and I was at Temple University, and I came home for Thanksgiving. It was a Wednesday night, and as soon as I got home, I called my friend. I'm like, you know, the Police are playing at the Tower Theater tonight. That new album's pretty hot. We should go see it. We got in the car, went to the Tower without tickets, got in, and the show was so amazing. Like the whole place was just like up, hot, sweaty. By the end of the show, they played all their music. I talked to Stuart about this when I talked to Stuart on the show early on about going to the show and then running out of songs and playing So Lonely again at the end and just being mystified that they didn't know a cover or have any other songs, that they had to play one of their songs. But So Lonely was the hit, and it was still incredible to hear it again. And what a night. It just blew my mind. But amazing shows back. I just, that really stands out to me because I just remember the whole place vibrating and the way it felt to be in there. And Devo 1980, 81 at the Tower Theater was incredible. Oh, you run Stuart's official website. Then you know, Giovanni, that Stuart's been on the show before, and him and I are really good friends, and I love Stuart. He's been absolutely an amazing supporter, and he's just a great guy. And I really look forward to this being over, mostly because I want to go hang out in the studio and play some music with him and see if I can keep up with Stuart. I think that's the goal of every musician is to find somebody and be like, yeah, I'd like to play with him. Not that I'm a schooled musician that thinks that he could keep up with Stuart, but God damn, I want to try. I want to give it the old college try. So other thoughts? Anyone? Oh, DJ, thank you. Brian Irwin here with what everybody wants to know. Do you put pineapple on your pizza? No, we're not going there. But I'm up for all kinds of combinations. So I wouldn't be abject. We're really trying to kick it up. The pizza production is absolutely incredible at the house, and especially our house. Jim Crane, our good friend Jim Crane down there in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Pleasantville Music Shop. Go say hi to Jimmy Crane, the shill bomb. I've known this guy for too long, all my life practically. And that's good. Thank you, Giovanni. I'm sure you did because you work his website. You're like, who's this guy? Why is he talking to Stuart? But yeah, Stuart was really great to me. Like the first 2 weeks I was doing the show, I pulled Stuart Copeland out to be on. So absolutely incredible. Tomorrow we're going to have John Schwartz on. John Schwartz is the general of Jam, Sirius Radio. He is a musical, encyclopedia. And John's in Israel. And one of the things about going earlier is being able to open myself up to the other side. Giovanni says, no pineapple on pizza, please. All right, Gio. No, but and the egg on the pizza, we haven't done that, but that's a really good one. You're going to have to come over, Halsey, and try the girls' pizza because I didn't say I put pineapple on my pizza, Brian. I said with the girls, we haven't even thought about that. I mean, it wasn't even in our lexicon of pizzas. The pizzas last night were, let's see. Oh, she did a really nice broccoli with feta. Delicious. There was a mushroom with veggie, sausage, and onion. There was, of course, a margarita. There was a s'mores pizza. You ever have a s'mores pizza, Brian? Do you ever have a s'mores pizza? The Nutella on the bottom, and then you put the little marshmallows in and put them in the oven for a second. Get them all gooey and delicious. Yeah, we really are. Did anybody see the Rockefeller Plaza Christmas tree? It looks like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. Oh, God. Yeah, the OG. I don't really go for OG typically around this time. I'm more like, this is the sour tangy. This is kind of like my mid-afternoon, earlier afternoon kind of situation. And these new containers are great because they put the seal on like that. Because I'll tell you, the Santa Ana winds dry out your bud. Do you put pineapples in your weed, DJ? Hell no, he doesn't. Do you smoke the pineapple kush? Do you smoke the Pineapple Express? That stuff's strong. Damn, Brad. You sapped all my energy. Yesterday's show with the friends from Nido. Did you see that about saving music? And one of the interesting things that came up was the 24 months that we're going to be under this. We're officially 8 months into this. So 24 months into this is another 16 months before we're going to get our major tours and major shows back together. I sure hope it's not that bad. Larry Siegel, loving the pineapple pizza. One for pineapple pizza. DJ does like the Pineapple Express and the Pineapple Kush. Absolutely. God, yeah, the OG is not good for it. Larry's banned. Okay, we're banning the Pineapple Pizza crew. It's amazing I was so compelling in those early days because I really lost my game. Oh, they're my sister-in-law. Hi, Jamie. How you doing? I hope all's well. It's 4:20 your time over there. What you smoking? What you smoking? Brian, what you smoking, DJ? What you got? Let's see it. Send me a picture. Send me a picture of what you got, what the MD strain is. I miss my family. I mean, I think this Thanksgiving thing is going to be kind of crazy this year because, I was like thinking about it and, we don't really have more than 10, 12, maybe 15 people tops, I think, at our house. And when growing up, that was about the same, be 20, maybe 22 people at the house. And, I was thinking, well, that's not that bad. And then I was on Twitter and people were sharing their family reunion pictures and there was 125 people at Thanksgiving last year. And I'm like, holy crap. That's a lot of turkeys. And then you think that what is it? What's going to happen? Come back before we shut down. I'm not coming back. It's going to you're coming here, aren't you? Yes. Aren't you coming to visit me? Yes. I saw that before I hit the air. I saw Mayor de Blasio talking about New York City schools. And let me tell you, I don't think there's a person that's blown this more than Mayor de Blasio in a lot of ways. Cuomo, great job. So I just think that, I watched him on the air talking about it. I don't know how he even thought he was going to start school. I mean, I got it that people need to have their kids in school, but it's a pandemic. I mean, we do everything to protect our kids and then we're throwing them in schools. Yeah, sure. They said we should take our kids to school. Meanwhile, you're not going to take a vaccine if it comes down. Everybody's like 50% of the people are saying they're not going to take a vaccine. If the vaccine is, approved by our scientists, then yes, I'll take the vaccine. But if it's approved by our current president, I wouldn't take $1 from Donald Trump. Although I did take some of that PPP money. I wouldn't take $1 from Donald Trump. Uh-oh. Oh, you're not coming, Jamie? It's just going to be Becca? Yeah, the East Coast. You're going to get it. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. I've heard that before. What you watching on the tube? I watched what was a crazy show? Oh yeah, the Undoing. Ooh, that's a sordid tale. And Nicole Kidman has to be the worst, the worst psychologist in the world. I mean, come on, what the fuck? Yes. That's what it is, Jim. We're here for pizza analysis, music analysis. You watch The Undoing, Jamie? Yeah. We're every day. It's like, oh, it's coming on this week. I mean, it's pretty exciting that you don't get a show all at once. Like Mandalorian now, we're tuning in every week. I have to say the thing about Mandalorian is, thank you, Joy Allen. Heat up that vape. You have one of those. I also have one of these too, which is a 710 Oils vape. This is the Sun Sherbet Tester 51. That's very tasty. I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. The fish that saved Pittsburgh. Greg says Unorthodox. Yes, I know. I have to watch Unorthodox. Everybody's loving the Queen's Gambit. And then I talked to Kiki about it. She's like, it's so boring, Dad. It's like people playing chess. So we haven't gone there yet. But I like The Undoing. It is very sorted. And I don't know. I have a hard time watching TV. You smoke some weed and you lay down on the couch. Next thing you know, you're asleep. So it's not really where I'm going. Anyway, where was I? Yes, our friends that we talked to yesterday from Nito about what's happening with concerts and when they're coming back. Some sober analysis from the guys. These are guys, this is their business. We're looking at 16 months more of this. So if you didn't get on the show yesterday and you didn't see, I think I still have the Nito banner up here. Yeah, check out nitolive.org. And you can write a letter to your congressman there and tell them how important it is that live music comes back and how important it is to you that we have live music. And then you can also donate some cash to them. And also, the Tipitina's show. Last Friday, we had Paul Peck and Dave Foster and Rich Vogel on from Galactic. And we were talking about what the planning went into this special, this Tipitina special. I don't know how many of you made it through the 4 hours of this special. I believe it's still up. You can't watch it without going in and shopping and buying a shirt. Absolutely incredible. So I didn't want it to stop. Jules, my wife, was saying, 4 hours is a long time. Who watches the 4 hours? And literally I had it on and I was going in and out of the room. So there were parts I missed. I didn't see everything. I missed my boy Sonny from the House of Blues part. And I have to go back and see that. And, Tipitina's, that's our family down there in NOLA, all our friends down there in New Orleans. If you've been watching the show, I spent a lot of time down in New Orleans talking to our friends, and everybody from Ben Jaffe to George Porter Jr. has been on the show. I just have had a huge turnout from our friends out there. So thank you all. I mean, the past 8 months has been a whirlwind. And, I didn't really think that we would make it this far in to keep coming, to keep doing it. But we're here and we're going to keep coming, and we're going to come in our new time zone. And, when I have a guest, I'm going to bring a guest. And if I don't have a guest, you're going to sit here and watch me smoke weed. And we could talk about pizza. And if you want to share, I mean, you can come and say hi. You could share your buzz with me on the show. I want to do a whole series of public service announcements. Like, do you use a grinder? Do you guys use grinders? Are you a grinder crew? I'm a huge grinder guy because I also like the benefit, which is the little keef on the bottom. This grinder has a little, see? And it collects the keef on the bottom. Can you even see in there? Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian Bishop. Brian, I have that Rolling Stone shot coming to you. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but I'm finally getting off my ass and sending my stuff out. So this was the show. I told everybody a little earlier that I went to the Fonda Theater. Here, you guys see the back. And you can see my hairline too. Fonda Theater. Got it? There's the date. You can find it online. You can see videos from it. Absolutely incredible night. Incredible run. Prince Street, Nito, and Free for Wednesday. Yes, we were just riffing it off today. And tomorrow we got John Schwartz. And on Friday, our friend Steve Bloom, from the old editor from High Times, 25 years of hempilation, which is an incredible record. I don't know if you sat down, if you heard it in 25 years, but he's put it all up on YouTube for people to check out. And we're going to talk to some of the people. Our friend John Phillips is going to be here and some of the artists that performed on it. And we're going to talk to Steve and let him run a little conversation about hempilation. And so I've guessed the next couple days. I actually needed a day to breathe more than anything and kind of set my tone for the new time zone and where we're going to be and how we're going to be embracing the cannabis industry. Because that's an important part of my show, my life, and all of our lives out there as the whole United States goes legal and we watch more acceptance of cannabis in the mainstream. And now we're going to get a sympathetic government to watch a capable, somebody experienced moving into the White House that knows how it works and knows what to do and knows who to put in the jobs is so inspiring right now. I'm like, wow, this is so crazy because we've been watching such idiocy at every level. And now we're watching like this fine-tuned machine. And, I get the cock blocking that Trump's doing. He's still raising money. He's got an agenda out there. Yay, Breyer. Yes, new time zone, more friendly to the East Coast. Really aiming for you people sitting at your desks late in the day, and all of a sudden my smiling face comes on and I'm sparking up a big fatty or talking to some of my friends. Talked to Breyer. She was one of my first guests. Breyer Lyons, my first guest on the show. So hi, Breyer. Nice to be in your time zone. Nice to be in any time zone. Nice to still be at it. 100 today is a show. I'm actually going to look because I want to get the count right. Yesterday, I was just talking out my butt. Oh, yesterday I called 178. Today is show 178. So we're going to be 180 shows. That puts us at right about Christmas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the week before Christmas, we're going to hit show 200. But I'm sure in between that and then I'll take a couple of days off. We got Thanksgiving come on, but we'll probably take that off. Does legalization undercut the medicinal movement? In certain states you go to, if you have a medical card, you get certain benefits. Like in Las Vegas, they don't charge you tax. And then there's certain areas where you can get more milligrams if you have a medical card than if you just walk in off the street. I think maybe Colorado, but I know for sure that Las Vegas has something like that. So to analyze your question, Phil, my good friend Phil Fernandez, does legalization undercut the medicinal movement? All marijuana, as our chief chemist here, Dr. Mark Chaldon, would say, all use is medicinal use. So there's no such thing as recreational use. I realized it for years that I was medically keeping myself from killing people because I smoked so much weed, and it just made me a happier, more friendly guy that wasn't ready to. I wasn't as quick to anger. I know some of my friends will know me will be like, depends what day of the week it was, Kravitz. But I am happy that I live in California. And when I moved here 32 years ago, or 34 years. Oh my God, that's crazy. 34 years ago when I left Jersey and moved here, one of the reasons I moved was because everybody gave me grief on the East Coast. I got thrown off the Atlantic City Beach Patrol because I peed dirty. Riding dirty. I failed a piss test. They're like, hit that mark. And I was like, I can't. Sorry. I didn't have a good flow that day. No deaths there. Wood stoves and dark skies. Yeah, I'm sure it's getting dark early there now. Well, it's 7 o'clock. So yeah, it's dark. It's dark here by 5 o'clock. We went down to the beach yesterday for sunset. It's beautiful. 4:45, 4:50. Sun's going down. Virginia is decriminalized, is what you're saying. $25 ticket for an ounce. Well, look at this. You can go to Oregon and you get a ticket. You're talking about legalization of cocaine and heroin in Oregon. And I just want to get this right. It's not legalized. It's decriminalized. You would get the same thing there. You get a $25 ticket, like a parking ticket for possession. But then they also recommend you for, if you keep getting tickets, maybe you have 4 or 5 strikes and you're out. They recommend you to go into therapy or rehab or whatever. So it's to keep people out of jails. This thing about weed not being federally legalized is going to be absolutely incredible. And I don't know how many of you people are playing the market and what your investment is in the cannabis business, but there's some amazing ETFs out there that you should look at, because once it goes federal, it's going to blow up, because all these companies are now working in different states individually. When they can all work together, and you could sell a product you make in California across all 50 states, that's going to be the true freedom of the plants. That'll be the full potential. So all the investments in that are going to exponentially grow when we finally get our heads out of our ass, which obviously is about 8 weeks away from the clock on the wall. Yes. So what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I mean, I wasn't going to eat turkey, but now that the pepperoni didn't kill me, I think maybe I could have a couple bites. $25 ticket for an ounce. How many of those have you got, DJ? Have they busted you yet? You got any $25 tickets? What happens if you have more than an ounce? You go to jail? Nah, you just get another ticket. Another ticket. Let's see. 2 to 5 years. Oh. Now that's not fun. But I did hear to see the article about Mike Tyson peeing through a fake penis, baby pee through a fake penis to pass a urine test. DJ pleads the fifth. Yeah, sure. I'm sure you do, as you should. I would too. I am pleading the fifth. I haven't got a ticket for it. I have had my issues with the law down in New Orleans when it comes to public smoking, but that's the only time I've been handcuffed and not arrested or convicted. But if you got to pay 2 to 5 years and do drug court for possession of weed, that sucks. And once it becomes federal, are they going to start letting all these people out of the jails? And I think that's the main thing. The Last Prisoner Project, all the important things out there. Last Prisoner Project. Legalization, over state lines. I mean, there's many things on our agenda, and there's some fine folks out there fighting for this agenda and that have contributed to the cause, to the campaign. And, I think it's going to be amazing when we're finally out of this. And we're finally out of the woods. So, all right, sponsor time. You guys drinking my Grady's cold brew yet? Because if you are, wait, Terry, hold on. I'm an old woman at 61. I thought by now it would be legal throughout the country with times changing slowly in West Virginia. Yes. Well, I have my friend DJ there in Virginia. Maybe you guys should meet. But I thought it would be legal throughout the country too. But that's what happens. We have to blame that on where we are now and where we are with our government, where they didn't want to really help us. And it wasn't about making our lives better or taking an industry and making money for our states and lowering our taxes. Think about California. You lower our taxes because you're making so much money in the cannabis industry, but the cannabis industry is so expensive that everybody's black market. I love the black market. The pizza reviews. Everybody knows the rules. Well, I will say that Prince Street Pizza, my first bite the night of the party, I was like, okay, this needs a little bit of work. But then when I went to do my show there on Monday and I took a bite out of the pizza that Dom, the owner, made for me, I mean, there was no one in the shop. The place was closed. And I was like, can you whip up a pie? And he went in and whipped up a pie. And this guy's been making the pizza for 12 years. I mean, they've been open since 2011. So 10 years he's been in there making pizza with his dad. And he whipped up the pizza and he brought it out. And it was better than anything I had the night before. But it was him making it, no stress environment, giving it the time it needed in the oven. I think, crazy. I am in West, by God, Virginia. Oh, yeah, I know it's tough, Terry. But Brian says he loves West Virginia, and I do too. Let's see. Jason Zaring now with the pineapple, another vote for the pineapple pizza. 25 years behind everything. Well, why are you still there, Terry? What's up? You never thought you should maybe get out of there? I mean, I'm all for moving now. I never thought I'd want to move out of California, but if my industry's not going to come back for another 18 months, what am I doing here? Sitting around waiting? It's time. I'd rather travel, but you need money to travel. So there's so many conundrums. I mean, it's all just a giant conundrum. Here it is. Grady's Cold Brew. Let's get back to this ad here, folks. Grady's Cold Brew. You're 20% off right there if you use the Grady'sColdBrew.com 420 live code. So you have to go in on that website, that particular URL, and you will get 20% off your order of Grady's Cold Brew. The New Orleans style chicory coffee Does not need sweetener because it's so tasty and delicious. And you can make it hot or cold, store and pour system. I mean, this is some cool shit. And 20% off is a very generous. Our friends at Grady's, thank you. Get your Grady's. Use the 420 Live. And right from Grady's to synthetic lawn, which you can also try to make coffee out of your synthetic lawn if you want. I don't recommend it, but could be good. Could be good. Or, maybe we could throw a little of the synthetic lawn in the bong and see how that is. People like the synthetic grass, the synthetic, what do they call it? The K2 or whatever the fuck that stuff is. It's just, that messes you up. Maybe I shouldn't talk about synthetic drugs while I'm doing one of my ads, but it's 420 Live, so anything goes. The nice product here, it does feel pretty good. You can lay on this. There's a 5 foot by 7 foot roll with your name on it of Sinlawn. All you have to do to enter the contest is go to sinlawn.com/420live, and I will know who entered this contest, and you will get entered into another contest for one of my photographic prints. You can have Kurt Cobain right there, or Ryan Chen right there, or I even have this shot of Trey right above my head that was actually a photograph that they turned into a poster. That's really cool. And then there's also the Mike McCready shot, the Prince in the Rain, Purple Rain, or the Police famous jump shot from the Police. I got some Grateful Dead photographs right down there. And, Sinlawn.com, enter the contest, get yourself a 5 foot by 7 roll, create your own little springtime winter wonderland there. Oh, DJ, she's still there because West Virginia is beautiful. Well, yes, I know, but still, 25 years behind and no good grass. I don't, I moved to California because of weed. You could move. One trick about making good pizza: never have pizza when it's raining. The pasta they make it gets to get humidity. It's not good. But I live in California. It's so freaking dry here. It's one thing we don't have. But my daughter, when she was making the pie last night, she said, you have to keep the pie, you have to keep the bread, the dough up to room temperature. Because if you take it outside and make it outside, it doesn't work as well. So they'd have to leave the doughs inside and then come in and take them and then work them out, throw the toppings on. But pizza in 90 seconds, the uni coda. I mean, if you haven't seen this thing, you got to get on there. Pinky with the product placement on your shoulder. Pinky would put his shoe on his shoulder. I remember. Because how else would, unless he was good at yoga and then he could get his leg up over his head with his shoe on it, how would you get the shoe in the shot? Absolutely classic. Abu Data does not do the fake grass. Yes. I'm not about the synthetic because you get the real. The real is the real deal. That joint OG ruined my whole day. I'm going to blame Brad Melshenker for that. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. I know, DJ. There's good herb everywhere. People are ingenious. They figured this out. I'm sure people in West Virginia like to get high too. I don't think it's just us folks in California or you guys in Virginia or my friends there in Pennsylvania. One thing I know is we all like to smoke the good green, the good ganj. But how are we going to get the effect in Atlanta? Because let's face it, Joe Biden gets in and he doesn't have the support of the Senate. It's just going to be another frustrating 2 years until another election. And in those 2 years, what's going to happen. The Republicans are going to work their thing and apologize to the American people for being such idiots and allowing somebody like Rump to exist. Well, it's good. Everybody does. I was blown away when some of the best weed I tried came from Massachusetts. When I got that Chem Dog the first time, I was like, whoa, holy moly, these guys in Massachusetts got some game. They got the game. So what do we got? Tomorrow, John Schwartz, the General of Jam. It will not be me yammering into the camera by myself, talking to my friends here in the comments. On Friday, we're going to Hempilation, High Times Hempilation CD, get together with our friends from Celeb Stoner, our friends over there on the Celeb Stoner page, High, and our friend Steve Bloom. It's coming for us. And next week, I have a bunch of people that I've been going around, some guys from J-Rad, a couple of guys from Mo, and some of the other bands out there that are been talking to, and friends from all over. And like I said, we're gonna get more into into the strains. One of the reasons I'm doing the weed themed shows because it is 420 Live, and my friend's daughter complained that it's all musicians. He's not talking about the weed. So as these strains grow, the new Jerry Garcia strain that's out, I don't know if you guys have tried it yet, but they have some Green Lantern on there, and you should try to smoke that as soon as you can. It's absolutely incredible. And we're going to talk to the folks who grow the Green Lantern, and hopefully some of the Garcias, not Jerry, of course, unless we can do a little seance, which is what I want to do for Halloween, and talk to Jer. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you all coming on and humoring me, and I very happy to be in this new time zone. It is a new lease, a new kind of look at my schedule, my daily schedule, and kind of changing the way I hang out. Because before I had so much time, and then I would work, and my energy would be, it would be kind of directed into one little thing I would do. And now I'm just doing it every day. So it's completely different. I don't have those trips to look forward to. I did talk to my friend Seth down there in Miami yesterday to tell me about what's happening down there and how his photography business is booming, and what's that's what happens. You got a Republican senator. I mean, I looked at the numbers before we came on air here in California, and I know everybody's talking about how they're growing and New York's shutting down and stuff, but 24 people died, rest their souls, in California yesterday out of 40 million people. And that's how many people we lose daily to drug overdoses, even probably more car accidents and everything else. So it's so hard to wrap your head around what's going on out there and the way everything's shutting down while people are masked and people are being sensible. I don't want to get COVID. I'm sure you don't, but my friends that get it are having a real hard time. So, stay safe, stay smart, do what you got to do. And as far as testing yourselves at home, I know it's been a big point of contention. I've had 2 events here in Los Angeles where we've tested people at the door. And then now there's all these articles coming out talking about how that's horrible, and you do that, and you shouldn't do that for dinner parties. And I agree, if you're indoors, I think you're really pushing your limit. But testing and being outdoors and social distancing for people, and still wearing a mask, and creating a comfort zone, and still being able to enjoy seeing other people and talking and hanging out, passing joints, bongs, sharing a beer. Just kidding. We have to figure out a new paradigm, because it's 24 more months of this before they're going to come out with some kind of do. So we'll figure it out. Maybe you get tested twice before you do these events, tested, but it's 14 days. It takes 14 days. I'm like, yeah, I know. This is really painful, though. I'm really looking forward to Pfizer. They got the refrigerated trucks now. They can get the stuff out. This vaccine news is really good news. The Biden transition is really good news. I really feel things changing. And, before I go, I know, I'm not a religious guy, but I am a spiritual guy. And I have a friend on Facebook, one of these friends that I follow. And I don't know if you guys been looking up at the night sky and looking and seeing the planetary alignment and what's going on. But Saturn and Jupiter have been like this up in the sky. And last night there's a crescent moon, and Saturn and Jupiter kind of like coming right into it. And then about 45 degrees over is Mars. And I've been seeing this whole thing. Mars was really close to the moon. And my friend Kristen Nedapak on her Facebook says, the world may seem crazy. This is from Art and Poetry at the Fall Backup on Twitter. The world may seem crazy now, but the great Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, December 21st, 2020, will usher in a time of great spiritual realization. Now, I don't know if any of you are Terence McKenna fans, but December 21st, 2000 was the end of the Mayan calendar, and when McKenna predicted the end of novelty, which you have to read McKenna to understand what he's talking about. Not just, he didn't define novelty the way we know novelty, but and things have changed since 2000. But this to me sounds kind of what McKenna was talking about back then. 20 years later, this will usher in a complete shift in human consciousness that will begin an evolution of the human soul starting in 2021. So expect amazing miracles. So what they're saying is that there's a rare Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that'll make the world a more spiritual-minded place. The last time this happened was in 1623. The world was turned into a materialistic place as it was colonized, and the industrial age began shortly after that conjunction, Because at that point, we had been living out in nature. Before 1632, the world was divided. Most people lived in nature. Then a rare Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on 1632 occurred. And shortly after, the world was colonized. Indigenous people were slaughtered. Materialism became the new norm. The rare conjunction happens again coming up. The time is coming when you will need to have a connection with your spirit as much as you do with your body in this illusion of a physical world. So the cosmic shift is upon us. Things are gonna change. Oh, 2012. Sorry there, Clayton. You're right, 2012, not 2000. Damn, I was so close. But things are about to change, and we can feel it coming. I mean, you could feel it coming in this election. You could feel how the old way that Trump is just like clawing at every little thing he can to stay in power, while everybody else is just, rising around him to the top, watching Biden and you could feel it. I feel the change inside of me. So the fact that this is all coming, and the way I look up in the sky every night and see Saturn and Jupiter up there, and I look for them every night. I go out with Nola, take her for a walk around the block. I'm like, okay, where's Saturn and Jupiter? And last night it was so beautiful with the crescent moon. And then I read that on Kristen's site today, and it made me really think about what the essence is of what we're going through. I feel the revolution coming. I feel their old way. I definitely feel that we're not going back to the way things were, that there's going to be a new kind of a release coming. And I hope that they're right. And I think what they mean by Saturn and Jupiter conjunction is that what I've been seeing in the sky every night, they're going to get closer and closer and closer together. And in the next month, we're going to see a huge change. And it's coming, folks. I feel it. So on that positive note, because I'm here to keep it positive, I come here to distract. I come here with love. I come here to shed the light and to try to, crack it open a little bit, because we're inundated with these messages every day, and it's just coming in, trying to suck our attention and pull us apart. And when you watch Ted Cruz and Jack Dorsey up there on the stand yesterday, and you're just smacking your head that these idiots are still in, how can we elect people like this? How can we put people like this in charge of our lives and let them have control that controls such a little piece of land? Mitch McConnell controls such a little piece of land, but he has so much influence. This has to change. It all has to change. I'm feeling it. Oh, thank you, Terry. That's her. Why she's still there. I'm glad you're there. Hello from Edinburgh, Scotland. Wee man, welcome. Wow, that's what I'm getting. I'd like to see you people there in the EU tuning in, because I'm more in the EU time zone. One of the reasons that I changed the time was so I could come to meet all you guys and to check you out and to spread my message around the world. So thank you for tuning in. But there's my message today. That kind of touched me today about the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. I do feel the change coming. And as Clayton said, 2012, you do those numbers, 2012, 12, 21, 12, 12, 21, 20. I mean, come on. This is what it's all about. We're going to dial it in, folks, and we're going to do it together, and we're all going to witness it, and we're all going to have a spiritual awakening. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for tuning in there from Jersey. It's good to see you guys. Good to see all my friends today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will, there's definitely change coming. You feel it. And it's going to be good, and it's positive, and it's amazing when you're watching the news and you're just watching someone who knows how to handle politics, how to fill a position with somebody that knows the job. I'm so glad that Betsy DeVos and all these people are out. Ben Carson, Betsy DeVos, Mark Meadows, Stephen Miller, Barr out, Rump out, Pence out, us in. Chalk one up for common sense and love and everything else. Steve Moranis, how's the dirty Jers? You guys, I don't want to say. The wife was telling me about the numbers in Jersey, so I hope all my friends in Jersey are staying safe. Jamie's like, come to Jersey. Josh Semelick relocated to Mexico. Hola, Josh. I hope you're well down there. I think you just had a birthday, didn't you? I think so. I think you just had a birthday. Well, folks, we'll be back tomorrow. John Schwartz in the house. Friday Hempilation. Peace, love, happiness to everybody out there. Big hug. just cracking my back left and right. And look, I'm done. It's beautiful out. I get to go watch the sunset now. I'm kind of enjoying having a little new perspective now. It's kind of a change for me. I mean, I didn't realize how ingrained I was in my little 420 rut until I made the change. So it should be about positivity in every walk of life. You're right. Thank you, Wee Man, for tuning in. Steve Moranis, hasta la pasta. See you later. And yes, keep it positive, everybody. Thanks, Giovanni. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for your pizza advice. The Neapolitans, my kids are crushing the Neapolitans at the house. Big shout out to Kiki Kravitz and Olivia Kravitz for rocking the pizza. And, you know, we're going to start taking this this party into a different realm here. So I really want you all to stay safe and stay healthy and make sure you take care of yourselves, you know, because the people out there in charge right now are not, you could see no response. They got nothing to say. Numbers up here and everybody else is like, where's Trump? He's hiding in his bunker. Oh my God. I just want to cry every day because I'm so happy we're up for a change, but now I got to wait 8 weeks and it's so painful. I don't even want to tune in to watch. It's like a bad thing. Thanks, Linda. DJ, no pineapple on pizza. Damn it. All right, kids. Thank you all. Tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. Peace out.